The Realm. Do you know what the Realm is? It's the 1,000 blades of Aegon's enemies. A story we agree to tell each other over and over till we forget that it's a lie.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back for another Game of Thrones Season 8 Q&A video. In today's video, I want to answer some of the questions you left me, but first, let me just give a quick heads up about the new giveaway, just in case you did not see my last video. If you would like to enter for a chance to win an official Game of Thrones t-shirt from HBO's website, just click on the link that is provided down below. Whoever wins will get to pick whichever shirt and size they want, and as always, you can enter up to 5 times to increase your chances of winning. Good luck everyone, now let's get started. Without wasting any more time, let's just jump right into the questions. The first question comes from Dan Garcia, and it says, do you think with the spin-off series coming that they won't fully answer any of the questions about why the Night King and the Army of the Dead came back, or what they want? First, I just want to say this, and it is my own personal opinion. If they end the show and we are still completely left in the dark about the Night King and his motives, I would be very angry. However, I think the answer to your question is yes and no, but let me explain what I mean by that. When HBO made the official announcement about their prequel show, they also released a short description about the new show, and I think that description did reveal some interesting details about the current story, because I think it relates directly to the Night King. In case you forgot exactly what that description said, let's take a look at it real quick. The statement from HBO said, "The new show will take place thousands of years before the events of Game of Thrones. The series chronicles the world's descent from the Golden Age of Heroes into its darkest hour. And only one thing is for sure, from the horrifying secrets of Westeros' history to the true origin of the White Walkers, the mysteries of the East to the Starks of legend, it's not the story we think we know." That last sentence is the key, so do not forget that. It's not the story we think we know. Right there gives us a good idea what the show will be about. This will take place during the darkest hour, which is the Long Night. That's when darkness fell over Westeros, when the White Walkers allegedly came for the first time. We will also learn more about the Starks of legend, and if you've seen any of my other videos, then you know I fully believe the Starks directly tie into the origin of the White Walkers. The Starks seem like the good guys in the current story, but I guarantee they have some dirty secrets from their past, and it ties into the White Walkers' origin. So, your question is, will we get some of these answers next season, at the end of Game of Thrones? I would say yes, we will definitely find out more about the Night King and the White Walkers. However, that doesn't mean we will be told the truth. I think everything we are being shown in Game of Thrones has been manipulated, and that's why I don't fully trust the Children of the Forest and Bloodraven. Think about it like this. Back in Season 6, we saw the Children of the Forest create the Night King. That's what Bloodraven and the children decided to show Bran, but look at what the description of the new show says. The series chronicles the world's descent from the Golden Age of Heroes into its darkest hour. And only one thing is for sure, from the horrifying secrets of Westeros' history to the true origin of the White Walkers. It's not the story we think we know. Now, why would the new show need to reveal the true origin of the White Walkers, when Leaf already told us why they created them? Is that because maybe the Children of the Forest and Bloodraven are liars? What Bran Stark was shown and told in that cave might not have been the 100% truth. That's why it's not the story we think we know. What if Bran's vision of the Night King being created was just a projection they were feeding him, and not the actual truth? Hopefully this prequel show gets picked up and turned into a full series. That way we can find out the truth about the horrifying secrets of Westeros' history, along with the Starks of legend and the true origin of the White Walkers. The Starks are connected to the White Walkers in some way, and that's obviously why Bran was recruited by the children and Bloodraven. I've already made numerous videos about this, so please go check out those videos if you haven't already, because in those other videos I was able to flesh out everything I am brushing over in this one. Go watch my video called The Children of the Forest Biggest Secret Exposed. I know some people disagree with me on this one, but if I were you, I would not fully trust everything they have told Bran. So keep this in mind next season, because whatever we learn about the Night King might not be 100% accurate. Even though Bloodraven and the children in his cave are dead, that doesn't mean they aren't influencing Bran anymore. They can still live on in the trees, and we don't know how many children may be at the God's Eye. where the main hub of Weirwood Trees is at. They could still be influencing Bran's visions from the God's Eye. They might be trying to get the White Walkers and the humans to wipe each other out, so they can have all their land back for themselves. I mean, who knows, but I think this is why the prequel show will go into these details about the Starks of Legend and the true origin of the White Walkers. I think something else did happen that we're not being told, and if they're going to show us another origin story about the White Walkers, then that means whatever the children showed Bran in that vision wasn't the full truth. They are still hiding something. Like I said, we will find out more information about the Night King next season, but I know me personally, I will be taking it with a grain of salt.
Don't listen to it. Crows are all liars.
And let me just end the question with one of the quotes from the books, because I think this could be foreshadowing the true intentions of the Children of the Forest. In Bran Stark's very last chapter in the books, he is having a conversation with Leaf. They are talking about what happened before the first men came, and what happened after the children were basically slaughtered. Pay very close attention to this, because I think it is very telling. Before the first men came, all this land that you call Westeros was home to us. Yet even in those days we were few. The gods gave us long lives, but not great numbers, lest we overrun the world as deer will overrun a wood where there are no wolves to hunt them. That was in the dawn of days, when our sun was rising. Now it sinks, and this is our long dwindling. The giants are almost gone as well, they who were our bane and our brothers. The great lions of the western hills have been slain, the unicorns all but gone, the mammoths down to a few hundred. The dire wolves will outlast us all, but their time will come as well. In the world that men have made, there is no room for them or us. She seemed sad when she said it, and that made Bran sad as well. It was only later that he thought, men would not be sad, men would be wroth. Men would hate and swear a bloody vengeance. The children sing sad songs, where men would fight and kill. Now what do you think the children's true intentions are? Ever since men have came over and took their land, they have seen basically everything go extinct, including themselves. Now why do you think George R.R. Martin wrote that last part, where Bran thinks to himself, men would hate and swear a bloody vengeance if this happened to them? The children sing sad songs, where men would fight and kill. I think this is foreshadowing something big. I think the children still have a plan to get all their land back. Now I know I could be wrong about this, I won't deny that, but I think they could be using Bran to help get the others south of the wall. Bloodraven can't do it himself because he's too old and he's stuck in the damn tree. But do you know how easy it is to influence a little kid, who is desperately looking for some sort of purpose now that he's lost the use of his legs? All I would say is you should at least take other possibilities into consideration. But let's move on to the next question before I go too far down that rabbit hole. The next question is from Jon Snow, and it says, with the recent news of Ghost having a major role to play next season, what do you expect they have in store for us when it comes to Ghost? I did want to touch on this subject because this news did recently come out, and I usually make update videos about things like this, but I didn't have the time to make a specific video on it yet, so I will just address it here. For those of you that might not know, the special effects supervisor Joe Bauer told the Huffington Post, Ghost is coming back next season. Before I go any further, I do want to clarify one thing. They didn't necessarily say Ghost will have a major part to play next season. They said Ghost will show up. They said he is very present, and he does do some cool things. So it does sound like they did hear some of the criticism from the fans, because we all know Ghost should be near Jon's side at all times. I think we will at least see that next season. When Jon gets back to Winterfell, I imagine Jon will greet him after he reunites with his family. Then hopefully we can see Ghost at his side, following him around before all hell breaks loose. That is the bare minimum they could do, but it does say Ghost will also do some very cool things. I think we can all take a good guess at what that means. With all the different battles on the horizon, we should see Ghost involved in some way. Running around in the open battlefield might not be the best idea, because he could get trampled by the horses alone, but we could see something similar to what he did during the battle at Castle Black. I'm assuming Winterfell will come under attack, so with Ghost being there at the castle, they may have no choice but to use everything at their disposal. So, If Ghost is going to do some cool things next season, we will probably see him attack some more whites at the very least. I'm not really sure what other cool things he could do at this point. I think it's too late for them to introduce Jon's abilities from the books, so I don't think we will ever see Jon go inside a ghost. Unless Bran Stark would do something like this for whatever reason. Now that could be kinda cool if Bran needed him to do something very specific. I have said in other videos it would be nice if Bran was able to warg into Nymeria and bring her entire pack to the north to fight against the army of the dead. George R. R. Martin did say in an interview, "You don't introduce a giant wolf pack unless you plan on using them in the future." So hopefully that means Nymeria shows up too. I know some people also like to flirt with the idea of Ghost and Nymeria having pups of their own, which I am not completely opposed to. This is a show already full of incest, so why not have the direwolves partake in those activities as well? It's not like any of us condone this behavior in real life, but in a TV show, why not? If that means we can get some more direwolves, then I'm all for it. But let's move on. I wanted to answer this next question because it does relate to the last one. This one is from Lord of Wolves, and it says, could the Night King have a dead direwolf and have that fight Ghost? Absolutely. And this is another reason why Ghost could do something very cool next season. Think about it like this. The Night King has been beyond the wall for a very long time, and that's where the Stark direwolves came from. So there is no telling how many animals he has turned into whites over all the years he has been active. Almost every time we see the Army of the Dead, we see something new. We know they have bears and giants, and many years ago it is said that they had giant spiders as big as hounds. And of course now the Night King has a damn dragon. So I would say just about anything is possible. The main reason why I think this is possible is because we saw Summer die beyond the wall in the cave, which was surrounded by the Night King's army. Now I know Leaf did blow up the tunnel, but Summer died in the main section of the cave, right by Bloodraven, and we know that section of the cave wasn't destroyed because that's where the Night King was standing when Leaf detonated her hand grenade. After the Night King killed Bloodraven, he could have turned right around and turned Summer into Winter. This could be revealed next season when we finally see the Night King's entire force at work. I've always suspected the Night King could have other tricks up his sleeve, so I would say yes, he could absolutely have a direwolf in his army that could fight Ghost. The next question is from Arya Stark, and it says, do you think we will get more flashbacks of Ned Stark in Season 8? I wanted to answer this because I often see different variations of this same question. I even made a video about this possibility before Season 7 aired, but now that we're heading into the final season with only 6 episodes left, this doesn't seem as likely as it did before. I'm not really sure what they could use him for at this point, other than having to do with something about Jon Snow. The only reason I could see them doing this is really only a tinfoil idea that I had, which was basically, when Jon Snow finds out about his parents, he will most likely be in denial about it. So perhaps Bran could do one of two things to prove it to him. Bran could send Jon dreams and show him what happened at the Tower of Joy. Therefore, we would see the younger version of Ned again. Or I think Bran could touch the tree, then grab Jon's arm and take him inside of the werewood Ned with him. Now I know that sounds crazy, but hey, who knows what Bran is capable of doing at this point? Or maybe we could even see Jon reminisce about the last time he spoke to Ned, when Ned promised to tell him about his mother the next time they saw each other. I don't know what else we would need to see Ned for. I know some people want to see the battle at the Trident, or the tourney at Harrenhal, but I don't think it's necessary anymore, even though it would be awesome to see. If you have any good reasons why we could see Ned Stark next season, feel free to leave them down below. Anyways, I'm going to end the video right here. I did leave my post up on the community tab for those of you who still want to leave me some questions. I will be making another one of these very soon. If you're having trouble trying to navigate your way around my channel, just look at the screen right now and I'll show you where you can find everything at. If you click on my channel name, then you should be able to access the different options on the channel. If you click on the community tab right here, this is where you can leave any and all questions for the next Q&A video. If you're ever looking for my email address or Twitter or Patreon link, just click on the About section. I know some of you often ask me where that is located, so this should help. You can also find all my videos right here. I did notice that many of the questions were about topics that I already did make individual videos about, so if you look through all my videos, you might find the answers to a lot of your questions. Also, don't forget about the new giveaway. That link is provided down below. Good luck everyone, and thank you all for watching today's video, I really appreciate that. I also want to thank everyone on Patreon for continuing to support my channel. Have a great day. I will see you again very soon. Bye.